very much, a lot of passion.
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 Why don't we Google passion?
Passion?
Oh, gosh.
Google passion.
Service and passion.
Service. That's going to be it. Service and passion. Passion definition.
Buying a home isn't just about numbers. It's about moving your life forward. Welcome to the Wright Move Podcast, where mortgages meet lifestyle. I am Kendra Wright, and with over a decade of experience and more than 900 loans funded, I've seen firsthand how the right guidance can change everything. We're here to simplify the process, build confidence, and help you make smart moves for your future, because your next move should always be the right one.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Wright Move Podcast. I'm your co-host, Julian Velasquez, and here with the woman who proudly helps serve the people who serve us all, the incredible Kendra Wright, brought to you by bringing you home with the Wright Loan.
Today's episode is special because we're spotlighting our veterans, our first responders, and every hero who keeps our community safe. This one's for you.
All right, Kendra. Oh, this is going to be your favorite topic today.
Aw, yes, it's very dear to my heart.
Yeah, why is that?
Well, we serve those who serve, Julian.
That we do. We do serve from first responders, educational folks, people who are in, the health, world as well, the health industry.
Those serve.
Yeah,
What is it? I guess question for you, Julian. What do you define as serving those who serve? Who serves?
I guess people who take on an honor to help others.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So can you Google right now, what does it mean what is the definition of service? What is the definition
of service? The definition
of service. Vocab lesson today.
There we go. All right. Definition of service: the action of helping or doing work for someone. There we go. Someone taking the honor to serve others or help others.
Yes. And what we love to do here at the Wright Loan is we love to serve those who serve. First responders, veterans, they're putting their lives on the line most of the time. They're sacrificing their time, their energy to better our communities, from, healthcare to, educational, as you said, like teachers, all of that stuff. So they serve our communities to make them better. And service is, to me, service is selfless. It's a selfless act. And if you want to, especially for someone in law enforcement who, they run into chaos instead of running out of it, again, I commend anyone who does that and who gives their time in, service, that, the least that we can do here is to serve those who serve by helping bring them home, helping give them the financial resources to either purchase or refinance. So it's very dear to my heart because at the end of the day, we all want to go home. So how can we serve those who serve, Julian?
Well, before we go into who we serve, I guess we could say that at the Wright Loan, service is a huge part of our culture.
It is. When you read the definition again, Julian.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's go back again to the definition. Pull up this. All right. The action of helping or doing work for someone.
And is that what we do here?
That's what we do here at the Wright Loan.
We give service. And it's important for us
here's another one, too.
Oh.
Assistance or advice given to customers during or after the sales of goods.
There you go.
So we call it with a home loan after we give you loans.
We service. There you go.
We do.
We do. So that's why it's very important because we serve our communities. We serve, all shapes and sizes.
Well, would you say that's part of your core values?
It is one of my core values.
Yeah. Community.
Yes. Community and service. Service is very important. That's why I wanted you to read the definition because saying those words holds true to what we do here at the Wright Loan.
All right, don't be crying on me yet. Well, let's talk about who do we serve, Kendra? What are some of the people out there that we provide?
Well, first of all, we'll start with veterans as number one because VA financing is one of the best financing options to help those who have served our country. That is active in those who are still actively serving or those who have served our country. So veterans are the first I would put on the list. Not saying this is in any order, but we'll say veterans because again we have a loan just specifically for veterans, which is VA financing. And VA financing, it has so many wonderful qualities that I feel sometimes even veterans aren't educated on all of the benefits of a VA loan. So veterans are the first check.
Ching. All right.
Veterans, thank you for your service again, for serving and protecting our country. That is selfless, and I commend you. So that's very important to me. And our goal, when we ever see someone who's served, it's always, thanking them for their service. And then, also trying to help them with their home financing goals and all that. So, speaking to a past client today who was a veteran and, a repeat past client that is a veteran, and just how much they value and trust us it just really pulls at my heartstrings. So veterans. Then we'll talk about first responders. First responders can be anyone from firefighters, police officers, sheriffs, EMTs, paramedics are first responders. Who is going to go into who's responding first, who's helping, when there's, what do you call it? When there's let me try and thought
What do
here.
you call the 911 or the emergency?
Emergencies.
Emergencies.
When there's an emergency.
When there's an emergency,
they're the ones that run to
there.
it. And I've had my own personal experience. I've seen what a selfless act that is, and I value that because it takes a very, unique individual who would put their lives on the line, as I mentioned, to go in and help others. So, again, we value what they do on a daily basis and how we can help bring them home, after they work long hours. Sometimes they're away from their families for days on end. And then, of course, how can we help bring them home? Because home is where the heart is. Home is safety, security. So, first responders, it's always nice when you can you go home and you love your home, and we're here to help guide you home. So we have our veterans. Then we have our first responders. Talk about, like you said, educational.
Those teachers out there.
Teachers who are, out there helping really help raise our children.
Oh, yeah, they're partly they're partly there to educate and raise other people's kids.
My kids at school 8-9 hours a day, and the people that are there to take care of him, I mean, it's priceless, and I value them. And I think, I'm so blessed that my children have good, educators, and I find that very important. So how can we, help bring them home?
Well, I'll tell you this much from like my mom's a teacher,
right.
Third grade teacher, and teaching third grade, those kids. I don't know what's harder, elementary, middle, or high school.
I think they all have their little caveats to it.
But there's one thing I bet that every single teacher does love: one, coming home and having probably their little,
a little
bit of both, having their little wine or whatever cocktail, something, or relaxation, tea, coffee, whatever makes them to relax. But where they're doing it at?
Is at their home. And so we're here to bring them home to our educators. And then, nurses, they're also putting their lives on. They're working.
Oh, those nurses, they work hours. I know a few folks that are nurses, and man, they tell me 12 to 14-hour days, that's like normal to them.
Oh, yeah. No, and again, I'm so grateful, even through my own experience giving birth, and the nurses were such a big part of that experience and supporting you and being there by your side. And I mean, that's a selfless act. So, we are here to serve those who serve. And those are, again, very dear to my heart on multiple levels, that we are here to help bring them home at the end of the day, Julian.
No, so now we talked about some of the people that we did serve. I mean, we serve. We say we serve and then have served. Let's talk about some of the financial benefits for those folks.
Well, that's the greatest, that's such a rewarding part of what we do, is serving those who serve again. Because I always, that's my biggest, play on words I think we're using, especially for
this episode.
Yes, our serve those who serve by giving them financial education. First of all, I think a lot of it is the educational aspect
around home finance.
Around home financing,
specifically.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, thank you for home financing.
Yeah, we're not financial advisors.
Thank you, Julia. See, this is why you always have to have a wingman. Let's disclaimer here: we are not financial advisors, but we are guiding you on one of the biggest financial decisions, and that's your home financing, right? So, we have a variety of wonderful options for those who serve. First example, veterans. Yeah.
What about veterans VA loans? What do they get for them going on to buy either their first house, refi, their next house? What kind of tangible benefits do they get?
So let's talk about it. One of the scenarios that we ran through today, Jillian. What did you learn about a veteran who could possibly refinance their home?
Oh, was the veteran Earl?
IRRL.
What was that? What would that stand for again? Interest rate reduction refinance?
No,
loan?
Wasn't it? No.
Yeah,
you're close. No.
Was it interest rate Refinance loan.
Interest rate refinance loan.
I think there was a reduction on there.
But that'd be 3 R's. Interest rate. Anyway, it's a rate
The
reduction.
caveat. It's a reduction, refinance. Call it
It's
that.
a rate reduction of
Rate reduction.
a rate reduction. So what did you learn about the VA rate reduction loan? What did you learn today, Julie?
I'm trying to remember right now. We've been talking a lot today. I'm trying to go back.
Come on. We're on the spot, Julian.
On the spot.
What was one big takeaway that you learned about
Let me Google back.
about the scenario itself?
Yeah.
What did you learn about this specific borrower scenario? What did we talk about with this borrower scenario?
Well, they were able to reduce their rate.
They bought what? How many months ago?
About 6 months ago.
Right. And as of today, the rate was how much less?
About, I think it was a quarter less, or was it about
half a percent.
half a percent?
So if you look at that was a clear example about how rates are improving, right? In 6 months, that borrower bought, and now they could possibly refinance as long as it's a net tangible benefit to them. But of course, we look out for our clients' best interests, and we want to make sure we time it right that give them the biggest bang for their buck. So we now have them in our system. We know where the rate is today. We're going to monitor the rates, and when the rate is where it fits their financial goals and it's a net tangible benefit, that veteran's going to reduce their interest rate, which is amazing, lower their payment. There is no appraisal required. It's a credit check and verification of still being employed, no income documents, and they're going to be money ahead. And it could happen as little as 6 months after purchasing.
Wow. Well, I know there's a video on that I'm looking forward to watch.
And we'll touch back
We'll
on
touch
that
base.
one.
Yeah, well, you can ask me that question again next time.
Okay.
It was new to me today.
Yes, that was
But
new.
no. But it is, but like you said, it's something that veterans should be taking advantage of out there.
Example, veterans, if you purchased a home in the last year and you got a rate in the 7s, you possibly could have a percentage lower today based on where the market is. So if you're interested in exploring what your financial benefit is to refinance and you're a veteran, reach out to us. We're happy. We love, again, thank you for your service. We value that. But let's explore how we can save you money on your home loan. That's one of the biggest benefits of a VA loan is that you could do a simple rate reduction when it makes sense to do it. Very little documentation is required. But
I do remember that.
Thank you, Julie. But going back to just an initial VA loan.
Yeah, let's talk about what happens. Okay, besides the Earl that we got, what are other financing benefits that these veterans have?
100% financing.
Wow. That's
Zero
great.
down.
Zero guarantee sometimes.
You have zero down financing on a VA loan. No mortgage insurance, which saves on your monthly payment. There is no other loan out there that allows you to put 0% down without some type of mortgage insurance on the loan. So that saves on your monthly payment.
That's huge.
Plus, interest rates are typically a little bit more competitive. I will say, if you look at national averages, you will see interest rates on VA loans are typically a little bit less. So you could have a lower interest rate, 100% financing, no mortgage insurance, the ability to refinance as soon as rates drops with very little documentation. If you have your full benefits, you have no loan limits. There's no loan limits. You could buy $1 million+ home based off your VA benefits. You can use your VA loan multiple times. It's amazing. It's not a one-time thing.
That was the next question I was going to ask. So you can use it multiple times.
You can use it. There's an options to use it multiple times. It's not a one-time, one-and-done type of thing. So you can use it repetitively. You could waive your funding fee depending on if you're a disabled vet. So there's so many things. I mean, I've worked with veterans who have received, it's 100% financing, no VA funding fee, killer interest rate, seller credits to cover closing costs. They come in out of pocket. I've seen it with my own eyes, and it's amazing that we can bring veterans home with zero out of pocket. Zero, people. Zero. You could buy a $500,000 home and just literally, as long as you qualify, you could walk into the door without getting.
Well, just imagine you're making enough money. You can do zero and get $1 million home.
You could. Yes, you could. Yes, you could, Julie.
Even though your mortgage payment might be a little high, but if you can afford it, but
you never know.
But that's the thing. That's pretty cool. We could be like, I have to go with no money in to be it down.
Yeah,
that's great.
But again, there's so much opportunity for veterans. We love educating veterans because sometimes I feel that veterans are sometimes not even. They're a little ill-educated. They're not aware of what they can do with their VA benefits. So education is key. Seeing what your benefits are, if you can use them, how many, if you can use them again, all of those things. So step number one is just doing an application and seeing what you can do. But hands down,
It's always step number one.
Step number one. But hands down, such an amazing financing option. I mean, if I could go up to the Marine base and just like, here, I'm going to sit here. We have Marine base super close to us.
Oh, we do. Yeah, 29 Palms. That's
I would
right.
sit there and just like at that desk, and I'd be like, here, I'm here to answer all of your questions because, it's such an amazing financing option that more veterans I would love to work with and help them tap into. And the ones that I have helped, I'm so grateful to be able to serve them as they've served our country.
Funny thought. I can see you outside the military base with a little sign. I can give you VA loans.
You want a VA loan?
Work with
100%
me.
financing,
Yeah.
zero out of pocket. Talk to me.
There we go. That's how we start. That's how we get our in. Everybody,
There's always an in.
Yeah, that crazy lady's back with that sign that says you can get us a VA loan.
Julian, I've looked into it, right?
Did you know?
Yeah, but there's a lot of security and stuff that goes into, it's a very well protected,
I'm sure.
Yeah, so you have to get a lot of permission.
Even outside the gate? Even outside the gate?
Julian, I did my research. I'm not going to just show up and really.
The fact that you actually researched this, that's what makes it even more funny.
Well, because I'm here, so I have
so much more funny.
I have some contacts that are trying to get me in contact with them at the Marine. So they will allow us in without the signage. I could just walk through. I want to walk through the gates with permission.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, did you hear that, Marines out there at the 29 Palms? Try to get us in so we can educate you how to get a VA loan.
With the Wright Loan.
With the Wright Loan.
Yes.
So let's talk about, I know we talked about some benefits of the VA loan. Now to the first responders, the folks in education, the health industry, we offer some things for them too as well.
Oh, yes. So unlike, the VA, which does it specifically for veterans, thankfully we do have other options such as down payment assistance. We have our own Movement Boost program that is a FHA loan where you can get up to 5% of the sales price for down payment and closing costs. So if you could qualify for an FHA loan, then in turn you could qualify for the second loan, that second could cover your down payment and closing costs. Of course, there's a little bit of a small payment that's added to it, but it can help our first responders, especially because, we understand they might be making good hourly, but the down payment might be an issue, right? And that's a big thing nowadays.
They don't have enough money saved to do a down payment, or they can't get the gift funds for it.
Right.
No.
So, they have a good job. They're getting 40 plus hours, $40 plus an hour.
Plus overtime, too.
Overtime. So they're making the income, but the down payment might be a challenge, right?
Well, they have to save up to get the down payment possibly, and that might be, who knows, X amount of time when they get that.
So thankfully here we have the ability to offer down payment assistance programs, where the out-of-pocket costs can be very little. And because we're in a market, which I will fully say, I feel in certain markets, not all markets throughout California, but there are markets throughout California where it is a buyer's market. There is so much opportunity for buyers, especially our first responders who serve our communities by bringing them home in the communities they serve by helping give them a down payment assistance program where then the sellers are motivated and they're willing to give a seller credit to cover their closing costs. First responders, educators, nurses, you could possibly come out of pocket with zero as well, which is amazing. It's such a, think about it. Over time, like in a couple years, and when, as rates improve and your home value, you're paying that monthly payment every month and you're building your equity and you're not throwing your money away on rent, then you can, look into refinancing and saving money there. The nice thing about FHA, similar to a VA IRRRL, is that if rates go down and there's a net tangible benefit when rates improve as well, you can refinance and lower your interest rate and your payment if it makes sense to do so.
Speaking on the Movement Boost program, because I know you said it's two, in a sense, two loans.
It's a first loan and a second loan, yes.
Yeah, first and second loan. When you do want to refinance, you can combine those loans. Is that correct?
And that's the thing, is you will have to make sure to combine both of those loans so that way, again, we have to combine the first and, hi Mikey, the first and the second but then at that point, over time, unlike $3,500, for example, just as an example for monthly rent, that's going towards a mortgage payment. You're paying that loan down over time. And the hope is, too, your home values are continuously slowly going up. And, of course, once interest rates go down a little bit, that's when more buyers get in the market and your home values can improve. So in a couple years, your home value might be worth $20,000 more. Interest rates are a percentage less. Yes, you combine that first and second loan. You're money ahead and you're saving hundreds of dollars, possibly saving $100 a month. I mean, why
to
not?
me, that sounds like a great opportunity,
It's
just to get in and get your first house, hey, here's a tangible benefit for you to do. And then later on, here's another tangible benefit. So it's always benefiting you.
We constantly are. We're here to help educate because we're the home financing experts. We are the home
mortgage advisors.
We are the mortgage advisors. We're gonna get shirts made. We're like with capes, Julian.
We're gonna another kooky idea. Here we go.
There's no kooky ideas. The greatest concept started with kooky ideas.
Yeah.
But again, so it's about knowing what you can do now, what the plan is for the future, and how over time, as you paying down that loan, you're increasing your equity and you're lowering your monthly payment, and how we can do that with down payment assistance, FHA financing. And then again, if you have the down payment available or you're getting closing cost credits and however we can start it, we also give additional incentives to our first responders, our educators, our nurses by helping reduce fees wherever we can to help you come home at the end of the day. And if it's a purchase or a refinance, we're here to help serve you. Whatever we can do to make that a little bit easier, that's what we're wanting to do because it's about the future. It's about building strong communities. It's about, I know today I heard sirens and all sorts of commotion in my neighborhood, but it was because the first responders were on a call and it was just like all hands on deck. And I was like, I feel so safe that I live in a community where the first responders are there within minutes. So it's super important to build strong communities, to have first responders, educators, nurses, veterans, and it goes back to just service, Julian.
No,
it goes back to service.
I know, like I said, this is a big topic for you. You have a lot of passion.
Passion. Why don't we Google passion?
Passion?
Oh, gosh.
Google passion.
Service and passion.
That's going to be it. Service and passion. Passion definition.
The definition of passion.
You kind of know that already, but let's get the actual.
We have to, the dictionary.
I've been in school in a long time, so.
You're in the school of the hard knocks here.
Yeah, the Wright Loan school. I'm in the Wright Loan school. All right. Passion, strong and barely controllable emotion, or intense desire or enthusiasm for something. That's you right there.
Intense desire and enthusiasm about something. I am passionate to serve those who serve. And just to tailspin off of, that's why it's been very important to me to engage with our local, with our veterans as much as we can. 29 Palms Marine Base, I am here for you and our fellow, Pendleton's close. We have so many veterans that live here in California. Again, I've served those all throughout the state. Then we go to our communities for our first responders, our police officers, our sheriff's department. I value the opportunity to work with our local Riverside Sheriff's Association. That is true to my heart as we grow and expand to give their members financial guidance and resources for home ownership and refinancing. Our sheriff's department throughout California, because we have a lot of young deputies. The average age, just based off of my research, is 30 years old, which is younger than the average age of a first-time home buyer. And these deputies are putting their lives on the line. They start out, they make a good hourly pay. What they get paid it's priceless compared to what they're doing on a daily basis. But our first responders, they start out with a great pay because they are sacrificing and they're serving our communities. But a lot of them haven't been educated on how to become a homeowner. And so how can we bring them home and build their generational wealth? Because by the time they retire in the mid-50s, they could own multiple properties if they strategize and plan it right. And that's what we're here to do. So we're here to be a resource, a guide, and serve those who serve. Because, like you read, Julian, it's a passion of mine.
You're for service and passion.
Service and passion.
Well, no, like I said, that's one thing here at the Wright Loan. What we do different from others. What we call.
I love it.
We're different. We have to be different. We, like you said, you go out there and educate these folks. These first responders. RSA, RSO. I know we've done a few presentations there, and you can see it when you do that presentation, how passionate you are to educate them. You're not there to be, hey, I'm a saleswoman trying to get you to buy a house. I'm going to get you a loan so you can buy a house. No, we want you to understand what you can do to achieve home ownership.
Yes.
And same thing with the veterans. You're not here to be like, hey, you're just a transaction. I'm just trying to, no, I'm here to serve you because for your service, I want to educate you what you can do with your VA benefits.
Yes.
So that's something here at the Wright Loan, how we differentiate ourselves.
Yeah, serve those who serve, and if anyone who's in any of these industries, this lines of work, in the service world, And again, if you're just even a first-time home buyer or someone who's wanting to know, our goal is to serve our communities, serve California. And so, again, it starts with our first responders, our law enforcement, our nurses, educators, veterans. Thank you so much for your service.
Yes. Thank you for your service. So if you're a first responder or a veteran, hit up the Wright Loan because we're here to bring you home with the Wright Loan. Thank you for joining us, everybody. Like I said, if you're a first responder or a veteran, please tune in to the Wright Move Podcast. We are here to serve you, for you serving us. So like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram or YouTube. We'll see you next week. Cheers.
Hey, listeners. We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Wright Move Podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel, following us on social media, and listening on your favorite podcasting platforms. New episodes are dropping every week, so stay tuned, and thank you for your support.